Hi, it's Kimberly Daniel here. My topic is anxiety, and my question for my topic is how can having a friend with anxiety affect you? And I'll be interviewing my aunt that has graduated from San Francisco State University. Here we go. Hello, Thea. Can you please say your name for us?
I'm Vicky Lowe.
And the first question that I'll be asking you is, have you personally known or have had a relationship with someone who has anxiety?
I have actually a girlfriend of mine. And I must say that I never really knew she had anxiety until I stepped into her apartment. And I never knew that she was a closet hoarder. And coming out of her house meant giving her anxiety to leave her things undone because everything was a mess all around in stacks and stacks and stacks. And so it gave her anxiety to come out of her house because she felt like she wasn't at home organizing or cleaning up after herself.
Can you please explain that to us?
All along in our few years of friendship, I had never been to her home. And the second I stepped into her home, I realized that there really wasn't a deeper knowledge of what she was about. I never knew that she was a closet hoarder, which means somebody who collects things and stacks them up and gets rid of nothing ever. And so for her to even come out and have a get together with me made her anxious because she felt like she had to be at home cleaning up. She had to be at home organizing something. She had to be at home making everything more in order. This was 15 years ago, and she still keeps the same place the same way. So she's got anxiety, and she's got a deeper problem that she herself doesn't realize she has.
Thank you for answering the first question. My second question that I'd like you to answer is, in what ways can someone with anxiety affect a friendship or a relationship?
It really depends on how close you are to that person, because when you are close to them, you tend to feel their emotional imbalance and their anxiety because you're so close to them. They tend to reel you in and make you feel anxious yourself. I think that if you're not close to a person, they can't affect you because all you can do is really talk to them on the phone and get them through it or whatever they're going through at the moment. But if you hang out with them more often, then you're definitely affected because you feel their energy and it affects you.
How can you, my question is that how can you handle a friend who has anxiety with so many negative emotions or negative actions and negative, basically everything?
Outlook on life.
Yeah, how can you handle that, and like what is the best thing that you can do?
Well, as a friend, really, the short answer to that and the temporary answer to that is listen to them, let them vent, and just be patient with them and be calm yourself. So don't mirror what they're feeling and how nervous they are. You have to tell yourself to be calm and just be patient and just listen. Let them let it all out. That's the short, temporary answer or the temporary help. The long term help is you can call an 800 number and you could direct her to places where she can go and have meetings to people that actually feel the same way she does. Because they can get help, he or she can get help, and they can realize that they're not in it alone, that they can get the support from others by listening to others. I think gradually, long term, it helps them feel that they're not alone.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, my last question is, someone who has social anxiety, how can we help them be more social to others or at least to them?
Unfortunately, temporarily you can help them a little, before they kind of tend to reel you into their world. And you're not a professional, so you really can't help. Instead, you're going to become like them. And that's not good, because then you have two people that are anxious or have anxiety. Because you're so close to them, you feel like by being supportive, you want to hang out with them. But while you're hanging out with them, they're reeling you into their world. They're making you feel like they feel. And then you slowly will believe that. You will also mimic their behavior because you're close to them. So really, all you can do is hang out with them for a little bit, talk to them on the phone, but also direct them to help, because you can't help them. You're not a professional. So they have to go to a professional person.
How does this affect the person who doesn't have anxiety? How does it affect their daily routine? How do they change?
Well, they change in the way that you're always worrying about your friend and you feel responsible for them, when in reality you're not responsible for them. Everyone's is an individual, and all you can do for someone, be supportive and listen to them. But there comes a time when you have to make that break and make that separation, because you're not helping them any. Instead, you're becoming like them. Long term, you're more like them. And before you know it, you have anxiety yourself. Your personality tends to mimic theirs. Whoever you're close to, and a close relative.
Can you also get anxiety from certain situations, like in an event? Or...
Yes, of course. We all get anxiety but that's more normal. Like when you're about to make a speech, you get nervous, but that's not anxiety. Some people take it differently. Sometimes you just get nervous. You don't want to speak in front of a large crowd. But anxiety to the point where you just can't have control over it, that's anxiety. Where it takes over your everyday living, where it just affects you to the point where you can't overcome it. You can't control it. It controls you.
Okay, another question to end this interview. Anxiety really is that you have symptoms of it, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And it's supposed to, it affects your daily routines and your what you usually do, and
Right.
it can especially affect how you act around your family members and other
Right.
people around
And
you.
it also depends on how severe it is. Sometimes people with anxiety don't ever go out with others. They don't like being in a group setting.
Okay. Thank you very much for this interview.
You're welcome.
I appreciate your time.
Thank you.